Hello everyone! Welcome to FQ Live, episode 13. This is Enrique Fausto, your FQ mom. Today we're going to talk about sunk cost fallacy, a behavioral economics principle that affects the way we handle not just our money but our other resources. In economics, we call sunk cost that thing, the cost that has been incurred that cannot be recovered rationally when we make decisions on investments. We should not be affected by that. We should only consider the costs that will be incurred in the future vis-a-vis the expected return. Unfortunately, we're not always rational. In fact, most of the time, we are very irrational in our decision making. What happens is that we give a lot of weight to the thing that we've already spent for, the emotional investments that we've already made, and we cling to that original decision, even if it's an inferior one. And then what happens is we forgo the better decisions that are still available. And today we are very fortunate because we will be joined in by an expert in stock trading, a field that is very much susceptible to the sunk cost fallacy. He is known as the Warren Buffett of the Philippines, the fund manager of Phil Equity, and the chairman of Wealth Securities. Let's welcome Mr. Wilson C. Woohoo! Thank you, Wilson, for having us here.
Thank you. Thank you for
greet mo naman.
me.
Alam mo, marami kang fans na mga listeners and readers ko eh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, itong sunk cost fallacy yung pag-uusapan natin.
Okay.
So, in your field, di ba, parang it's so susceptible. Once you're in a certain stock, parang, and then you see that things are not happening as you originally thought things would happen. Ano usually? Kwentuhan mo naman kami. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. We forgot to put your microphone. Oops.
Okay, move this. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also a stockbroker, as you know, and I've seen it with most of many clients, especially retail investors, that they tend to hold on to stocks that they bought at a higher price, and they don't want to sell. Merchandising, ayaw palugi, and they'd rather. And so what they do is those that they're making money on, they sell and keep those stocks that are losing. And normally, these are the stocks that are probably not going to go anywhere. And so they think that it's a sunk cost, no? It's a cost for them, and they hold on to those stocks that they should actually be selling.
So how do you deal with matitigas ang ulo?
Well, there's a saying, di ba? Even with friends, no? You keep your winners and take out your losers, di ba?
Yes.
And,
pero hirap na hirap tayong gawin yun, ano?
That's what they do. What they do is the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. They do the opposite. They keep the losers and sell the winners.
Yeah. Even in life, di ba? I mean, tell me who your friends are. You choose your friends.
Yes. Grabe. And then it's also present in relationships, di ba? Yung mga tipong,
that's right.
6 years na kami. Siya na lang pakakasalan ko, di ba? Parang,
well, life is different. When it comes to investments, at least, you know, emotions can be taken aside. And
sana.
no, because in investments, I mean, that's why I said it's easier actually it's more fortunate that easier that investing in stocks. Wherein, if you're wrong, there's liquidity you can get out right away, no?
Yes.
But if you invest in emotions or businesses, it's hard, no? Because you're dealing with people.
Yes. Tsaka yung mga pakiramdam yan,
Yes.
So, we will intersperse our discussion of sunk cost fallacy with answering the questions that you sent. Ang dami mga questions dito eh. We will just try to group them together. Yung isa nakakatawa, alam mo ang question, how to be you po. Alam mo ba yun? Are you familiar with that expression among millennials? How to be you, meaning
what does
you
it mean?
are the idol. So,
Okay.
what does it take to be a Wilson C? So,
You know, I've always said that I gave a talk in Ateneo, no? And I told the students there that, you know, I'm not more intelligent than most other people.
Excuse me, not more intelligent, but Mr. C is a graduate of management engineering lang naman.
Just like Marvin.
And my son.
Yes. It's more of focus, no?
Okay.
Pay more attention to what I do. I love what I do.
Yeah.
And I think the recent Warren Buffett shareholders meeting, no, he emphasized that love what you're doing. It's your passion, no?
Yes.
So if you do your work, you love your work, you pay attention to it, I think you'll be more successful, no? Rather than suddenly this fast time. You don't really pay attention. They invest without paying attention. If you don't have the time or the passion for it, it's not gonna be easy.
Mag-passive ka na lang, di ba?
Yeah, that's right.
Oo. So, somebody asked, Jay asked, what is your morning routine?
Morning routine.
Talagang gustong malaman kung paano ang
When-
buhay ni Mr. C.
When I wake up, I right away go to the computer, drink water, and look at
What time is this?
different times.
Excuse me.
Different times. Sometimes 5 o'clock.
In
Sometimes
the
6.
morning,
6
alright.
o'clock.
What
or
time do you
sometimes
sleep at night?
12, 1.
Okay, so you're good with 5 hours.
I'm looking at, of course, stocks abroad. No?
Oh, yeah, that's the reason.
So
you
I wake up. I'm
you look at your
excited to
What device do you use? A laptop or a handheld?
Both.
Okay. Excuse me, parang sumakit yung
Well,
ano
there
ko.
was. I think it's in the book. I think it said that
Yeah.
my bathroom, my toilet has screens all over.
Yes.
So I do.
And I remember Cesar Purisima saying during the launch of your book that you're the guy who really literally turns shit into gold. Because even the bathroom, he has all these monitors so that you're updated.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the morning you wake up at 5 a.m. and then you look at your device.
Yeah,
What time is breakfast then?
Breakfast 7, 8. Play with my grandchildren.
Oh yes, how many do you have now?
I have 3 grandchildren.
Wow,
2 boys and 1
doting
girl.
lola siya eh. 2 boys and 1 girl. And then you come here. We are actually in the office of Mr. Wilson C.
Yes. I come here around 9, but today I was watching the Warriors versus.
Okay.
Pero tambak eh. So,
Sino ba ang team mo?
Golden State. I have affinity towards San Francisco, where my brother lives there. And
You always visit?
When I go there, we watch the games. He brings all the T-shirts, yung mga strength in numbers T-shirts.
Okay, sa mga basketball fans there. So, another question is, when did you realize that you were really good at stock trading?
When I was working with, I entered the business through Bancom, and they assigned me to the stock brokerage firm.
Was this in the
1975.
1975.
Right after graduation from Ateneo.
Okay.
And we normally have a weekly discussion to talk about markets, no? And somehow during our discussions, these are all, my colleagues were all experts and pioneers there. They've been there for years, you know, they've experienced it. But somehow my insights were quite more accurate
than
the ones that
older ones.
they stayed there for a long time.
Okay.
And I eventually.
Who noticed it?
I think my boss, and then when
was Sixto Rojas the head of Bancom at that time?
well, he was, yes, he was the president. So when it came upon that there was a time to pick the leader or who's going to choose to be the head of the organization, they chose me over the other
the more senior
senior people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was at that time,
How old were you? Early
20 to early 20, mid 20s.
Mid 20s. So, pero there were no intrigues naman. Konti.
Well, maybe hindi naman. They were friends, but I don't know whether they felt bad. Maybe.
Kasi, di ba, there's always that
because
thing
there's more senior than me.
Bata pa to, bata pa to.
That's right, yeah.
So when you felt that, but before that, did you really dream to be a stockbroker?
No, actually,
a stock trader?
I did a summer job, a summer training, and they just assigned me to the stockbroker, to the equities portfolio. They have a department for equities and fixed income, and they gave me a stint there.
Yes.
And so when I entered Bancom, they actually
What was your dream? What was your
No, at
childhood?
that time...
When I grow up, di ba lahat tayo? When I grow up, I want to be what was...
No, in 1975, when we graduated, you really wanted to go to Bangkok or Ayala. So I applied to both.
Okay.
I applied to both, and
Okay.
I got accepted.
In Bangkok was in Makati also?
Yes,
at
that's
that
right.
time.
Yeah.
Okay. So no idea at all, basta just to work there?
Well, yeah, I didn't really choose to be in a stock brokerage. It just so happened that it's my OJT.
Okay.
And the OJT before wasn't really required. No? Like now that...
yes, it is. Yeah. Third year college.
Yeah. Before, I just
ka.
thought that, maybe I should go there on my own initiative. Yeah.
Do you still recall what was your first winner in terms of stock picking?
Oh, it's... I think I've told you the story, but it's Oriental Petroleum.
Okay.
I actually lost money. Not really lose, but because I bought it at 007.
All right.
That time, I think it's still listed, and it's below 1 centavo. So I did my research, I did my study, annual report, may drilling sila. There are 3 drillings that's going to happen. So I thought that siguro naman they might find a little oil show or something. And after I bought at 0.007, it promptly dropped to 0.05, because there was nothing. It's a dry hole.
How did you feel at that time? May mga
napagalitan ako ng mama ko. Sabi ko, yung savings mo, inubos mo dyan. So I said, but there are 3 drillings. But as fate would have it, or destiny, I don't know whether it's luck. It's more luck than anything.
Okay.
From 007, they did find there was an oil show.
All right.
So from 007, it went up to 2 centavos.
Wow.
Which was triple. And from 2, apparently I didn't know that most of the insiders were selling.
Okay.
But I didn't know, because because it was not a commercial fund.
Yes.
But I still held on. But there were 2 brokers, big brokers that were buying heavily, So I think there was. So I just followed what the flows, rather than what the insiders were doing. And in a week or so, there was a major. It was not commercial, but the government announced that there was a major oil find, so it changed the whole picture.
Yes, so
from 2 centavos, it was frozen at 4, and then 8 they removed the freeze, and it went up to 29 centavos.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I didn't get out at 29. I got out probably around 10, 12 centavos.
Nonetheless, 007.
Yeah.
But
before going to that Oriental, actually my first investment was a loss, because what I did, the first stock that I bought actually when I entered was Taurus Mineral.
Hindi ko na yan.
Taurus Mineral. That was I listened to a
zodiac sign.
No. I listened to a tip. A friend, it was there, just a tip. Sabi, bili ka nito. Oh, what's that? I didn't even know. I didn't do anything. I just bought.
Based on chismis.
And I bought, and where the stock is now, it's no longer listed, and that stock was probably they were just buying and selling among themselves, and it's just not doing anything. So I just listened. So.
What is it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be a mining company.
Mining. Okay.
A tip na, bili mo yan, sure. Nakinig naman ako, newbie there. So, one thing that I did well was I sold at a loss, 20% loss.
Cut loss. Okay, hindi ka nagpaka-sunk cost fallacy
I sold it.
I can buy more shares now.
It was a mistake.
Yes.
Admit your mistake, admit that you were wrong, and sell, because there was really no future for that stock.
Yeah. So,
and that stock, if you had held on, wala na yung stock a long time ago. It's not even there, probably suspended or delisted.
Yes. But do you have any personal experience or probably other people's experience na talagang they went through that sunk cost fallacy talaga na
I'd like to tell a story of my parents.
Sige.
My parents. This is not about stocks. But I grew up in Carriedo. Okay,
Mga shoes, diba?
Shoes, department store. My parents had a store in Rizal Avenue, Escolta.
Selling shoes also? Or different?
Different shirts, cosmetics.
Okay. Parang department store.
Yes. And so I told my parents, no, because it was a sunk cost. No, it started it. It's profitable. I grew up there. I grew up in the second floor of the store. I saw how my parents really worked so hard for the business. But I told them that you either have to grow big, like a shoe mart, and pump in more and more money. If not, you're gonna lose, no? So despite they were struggling, they really wanted to stay on to that business because that's what they knew. But I said that I was already working at the time. You either grow very big, put more money. If not, it's gonna be a losing proposition. No? And I felt bad for them. But that was actually it's sunk cost. It was that was their life. But but that was the right decision, no? Because look at where department stores like COD, wala na.
No? I remember, di ba, Christmas?
Cyvels, di ba?
Oh my God, Cyvels!
Di ba? Yung mga Good Earth, those stores. Those
Shoe World.
Shoe World, wala na rin.
Own that. Pero parang
It was actually Shoe World is actually a partnership between Henry C. and I forgot the name, Richard Co.
That's why it looks, the font is exactly like
it's Shoe World.
Shoe World, Shoe Mart.
So because if you don't keep on growing, no. So we're seeing the same thing now in the U.S. Actually, you're seeing look at what's happening to Sears, J.C. Penney.
Oh yeah.
Macy. Look at what's happening now. They're all dropping, and what's going up is Amazon because of the online. So these are things that are happening.
True.
Well, it's not yet here, but you see it in the U.S. What are making all-time lows are these brick and mortar businesses, and what's making all-time highs are. So there's a change. So there are many things that are happening in the world that you have to be aware of, and if not, you'll be
left with the empty bag.
And look at Globe. Globe before in the 80s, 70s, they were in telex. If they did not convert into cellular. Well, I mean, sino magagamit na dati when I was working? Telegraph. So you have to, so that's one thing about sunk cost that that like Nokia, what happened to Nokia?
Exactly. But they're coming back now.
Well, but where did it come from? If you have a chart here, you can just look at the chart.
Right?
What happened?
Like it was the cell phone.
Yes, the cell phone before. Ako, one of the last holders of Nokia before converting into the iPhone.
I actually have a friend who has a Nokia pa din. Yung iPhone niya pang picture lang. Kasi nahirapan daw siya doon sa keys.
I had my iPhone because of my grandchildren. Ako, wala akong picture. Kailangan ko na.
Oo nga naman.
So those are things that the developments, economic development. So you just have to really your topic is good topic.
Oo nga eh. In the parlance of stock trading, yung sunk cost fallacy, di ba usually what you say is don't fall in love with your stock. Di ba? So parang ganun yung nangyayari.
Fall in love with your wife, but not with
over and over again. Ano pang mga questions dito? So, merong nagtanong, when did you first get scared of the market? Yung parang, oh my God, ano tong napasukan ko?
Well, when we've been through a lot of scars. In 1987, I just opened my stock brokerage firm. In 1986, we had EDSA Revolution.
Which happened first, the revolution or your launch? Or the opening?
After, I just, the February Revolutions, 86.
Yes.
And
okay, so somebody asked, if the market goes haywire, how do you handle yourself though?
I tell you a story of how I invest. No, I normally look at my positions daily. When I wake up, I look at my positions, no? Or even before I start doing any trade. And what I do, I normally have many stocks. No?
How many?
50, 100, all over everywhere. But what I do is I look at what is red, meaning what's down. And I pay more attention to those that are my losing positions
Okay.
rather than my winning positions. Because if it's like a baby, you know, or children, if they're doing well, just leave them alone, no?
Yung mga problem
Yung mga problem ang pag-aralan, what's wrong, no? Sa baby, so children, hindi mo pwedeng tapon, di ba? But ito, if there's something wrong and the stock is not doing well, I tend to look at it, and there's something wrong, I get out of it. And normally I add to my positions that are winners.
All right.
And those that are problematic, I'll see if there's something wrong. If there's nothing wrong, I'll probably hold on or probably be buying more. But I normally look at the losers rather than the winners and pay more attention to
I
it.
like that what you said kasi parang that is an answer to yung sunk cost fallacy
Yes.
that we tend to do, ano? Look at your losing positions and then if it's wala na talaga,
It's on a
sell
daily,
it and put it in the winners, di ba?
Daily I review it, and alert yung sa akin is red. So that's what I look at, yung red. Yung green, hindi pinapabayaan ko lang.
Yes, that's right.
That's how I look at it.
That's a very good tip to stave off that sunk cost fallacy. Ang question, ito maganda ha. Sabi ni Jill Palatao, what is the biggest mistake you've committed and how did you manage it?
I've made many mistakes. A lot of mistakes.
You wouldn't be this successful if you didn't, right?
One of the big mistakes I remember was Digital. There was supposed to be a merger. There was a PLDT buyout of Digital. So I made I asked my staff to do some computations, no? And it looks like Digital is a buy. But apparently, the computation given to me did not include the zero coupon bond that was converted into that's going to be converted into PLDT shares. No, so that was a big mistake. It scared me actually. I did trade without doing my homework first. Just haphazard way of computing. We look at the outstanding shares. This issued and outstanding, these are the shares that were listed. We didn't realize that there were zero coupon bonds convertible into PLDT. So, mali. The big mistake. No? But apparently, because there was PLDT was also listed, and it was a good buy, a good merger, so PLDT went up.
Okay.
So, in effect, what I did was actually to rectify my mistake was to keep on doing an arbitrage between Digital and PLDT, wherein sometimes I sell PLDT by Digital para makabawi from the big loss at the outset. No? So apparently, after that PLDT went up, so nabawi ko. No? But there was a big mistake from the outset because I didn't do my homework properly.
What makes you mabilis yung decision making mo about cutting loss, you don't really dwell into the sunk cost fallacy nga, it's like the years of training and being immersed in the
instinctive actually, because I really believe in it, no, that you keep your winners and sell your losers. I also believe, tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are.
Para kasi Jesus.
I mean,
What is the system of your stock picking? Do you have a committee, or is it then you ask them to do some runs?
I have 6 research, 6 or 7, I'm not even sure, 7 research analysts.
Yeah.
So I rely on them to make the studies. I don't do it myself. No? Even when I write a column, no? I normally task them I tell them what to write, and then they do all the legwork. No?
How often do you meet with them?
They're on call. They're supposed to call me if there's something interesting. But they do
scary.
I have a daily valuation metrics that I look at of the different companies.
So there's no committee. It's a Wilson C.
Well, I have several portfolio managers that handle some private funds, but they give their inputs, but it's really up to me.
Yeah, and I was just remembering kilala mo si Sir John Templeton, syempre nagpauso ng siya yung nauna sa mga di ba, investing overseas. That's what he said. Nothing gets done in a committee.
Okay. Committee it's still dictator pa rin, no?
But he was talking about fund management. So parang he has a few lessons. That's one of them. I distinctly remember, sabi niya, nothing gets done in a committee. And sometimes it's really very frustrating to be a member of a committee. It doesn't matter what it's about, either investing or about something, a civic activity. Parang kung ang dami masyadong nagsasalita.
But I listen to many people.
Yes, and ultimately it's your decision.
Everybody have their mind, and I listen to the lowliest, to the most more intelligent. I get input from different
Everybody
people.
has a contribution.
Yeah.
Okay, ano pa ba itong mga to? What asset classes do you invest in? Natawa ako dito kasi meron siyang second question. Yung totoo lang po. As if naman.
No, I asked you, I think we were...
in the CFA FMAP.
Yes, and then you asked that question.
Yes.
And I said, really depends on the situation. No?
Correct.
At this point in time, where interest rates are very low, I don't mind doing 100% in equities. No?
That's right.
In fact, I've been telling people that it's better, being able to invest with the C's, Henry C's, and being partners with them.
Yes.
And you can, with no hard feelings, kung ayaw mo na mag-partner sa kanya, benta ka.
Yeah, without their knowledge.
And then business is difficult, or your partnership with another person that if you doesn't do well, you don't even know how to extricate. No. But here, that's the beauty of the capital market, the stock market.
Click of the bottom.
It doesn't do well, or they fumble, they're not doing well, or you don't believe in what they're doing, just sell and go to another stock.
Yeah.
It's a big advantage.
That's right. Sometimes nga I always wonder, and I would tell ordinary people, bakit ba mas madali ka pang mag-invest dun sa kapitbahay mo?
Yes.
Di ba, no?
And tapos pag ayaw mo na, away pa.
Oh, exactly.
Samaan ng loob pa, no?
And I think the main difference is that because in the stock market, they see the value every second of the day.
Yes.
But they don't realize that when they invest also in anything,
Yes.
bumabagsak din naman yung value nun, di
That's
ba?
right. And it's
just that
even
there's
harder to get out.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because there's no liquidity for it.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your advice? Ito medyo masakit to those in their 50s but have not yet invested. 50 na. Kung 60 siya, di 10 taon na lang yun.
People live up to 80, 90 years
I know.
old now.
So what do you
always, it's never too late.
All right.
It's never too late to invest, no? You just have to have forced savings and just believe that investing, especially in our country, I mean, whatever there's a lesson that's learned here, no? Don't let politics dictate what you are gonna, because at the end of the day, it's the economics. No?
That's right.
Yeah, I think
It's the economy is stupid, di ba sabi nga dun sa...
Our economy is still doing well. No?
Yeah. So pag 50 anyos na, what you're saying is don't be afraid to still invest in the stock market.
Yeah, even stocks. No, I mean, I think Warren Buffett said so lately. No, but he didn't push through with it. He said that he missed Amazon, he missed Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not too late.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean you're still doing very well,
yeah,
diba?
But it's still doing well.
Yeah.
I think there's a they're in time that they're doing much better now. It's clearer now. The path, it's so clear what they're doing. So it's never too late to do something.
Talaga.
Yeah.
So, talking about Warren Buffett, who gave you that title? The Warren Buffett of the Philippines.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm embarrassed. Actually, it's embarrassing to me. It's such a.
Because Wilson, you've been in the industry for 4 decades now. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
And loving still every minute.
I love what I do.
Yes, it really shows. Parang it's the only way for you to succeed and stay on, di ba? That's what I notice in the people na parang...
Well, love what you're doing.
Oh,
and it's
gigising ka sa umaga, excited ka, no?
Especially in the stock market, every day is a new day.
Talaga.
There's so many things that are happening anywhere in the world. It affects it. It's all different moving parts, and then it's a joy of finding out how to navigate through all of these different parts.
Yung mga apo mo ba, tinuturuan mo na?
No, I bought some, what I did was, mga IPO, yung mga for small investors. I put, ako naglalabas ng 25,000, dahil ko sa pangalan nila, and my name or their name, so it's theirs.
Sarap
Like
naman,
yung Shakey's
Lolo. Lolo
Pizza.
Wilson! I want some shares!
I
Imbis
went
na
with
buy
them,
me ice cream, buy me some shares!
I went with them to the Small Investors Program. Pila kami. And,
cute.
And then, so with the grandchildren.
What are the ages of your grandchildren?
I have 2 boys, twins, 3 years old and
3
and 1.
At saka 1-year-old. Girl naman.
Yeah.
So, 3. Saya nun, Okay, what is... maganda to kasi parang if you try to imagine yourself talking to your 25-year-old self, ano daw sasabihin mo sa kanya? Tanong ni Martin. What will you say to your 25-year-old self?
Keep on working hard. Keep on reading. Keep on doing your research. Keep on studying because that's how it is.
Wala
Keep
kang
on plodding.
regrets. Wala kang sasabihin na, mag-party ka naman ng konti or
I
wala.
enjoy,
You will still do it the way you did it.
I enjoy what I'm doing. I like to listen to music. There's sometimes I watch.
Were you a party boy?
Not
Back in the
really.
day? So
We're
ano ka? Flower power?
nerdy.
Nerdy. Flower
Hindi
power
naman.
ka? Flower power days?
Hindi naman, we just...
hippie. Hindi, ibig sabihin, that was your era.
Yes.
So, sino mga uso nun? James Taylor? Ganyan?
James Taylor, mga stylistics, Temptations, ano na.
Oo. So, you listen to music?
I go to my friend's house and we just...
But you were the nerdy type?
We don't consider ourselves nerds, but our other classmates call us nerds. So.
Because matatalino kayo. Somebody said dun sa, sabi niya, ang advice daw niya sa mga anak niya, please, date the nerds. Look! Look what happened!
We don't admit we're nerds.
Ayaw nila. Siyempre, papaka-cool din kayo, no? Feeling cool. Anyway, so gusto ko ngayon, tanungin ka naman, do you have any, I call it FQ report tips, yung mga tipid tips mo from Wilson C. It doesn't have to be now. Siyempre, magtitipid pa ba ang billionaire, no? Nung bata ka, when you still were not this wealthy, any FQ report tips that you can share with our viewers?
I said this before that I grew up in Carriedo and I valued my stint there, my staying there in the store, helping my parents. No?
Okay.
On a daily basis, my other classmates were gallivanting around. They have parties. But what I did was actually go to the store on a daily basis, help out my parents, and it's where I realized the value of saving. We're selling soaps. We're selling each bar of soap. We probably make 1 centavo, but it's slowly saving your money. Every cent counts. Work hard. Be principled. Be fair to people, and that's how it works. No, you slowly grind every day, knowing the value of being honest and knowing the value of hard work, and it's gonna be successful. No? So that's what I would impart to other people.
Saan ka nagtitipid noon na parang?
No, I see that my parents are nagtitipid, so
you had to follow.
Every day, you know the value that you don't just spend it unnecessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
So parang it's more of going to the place of work of your parents and na-imbibe mo you saw the value
of hard work and saving.
Oo.
Yeah.
Okay. So syempre, hindi kita pwedeng pakawalan na hindi tatanungin yung ano daw ang outlook mo for the stock market in the next 5 years, 20 years, or tsaka stock picks na rin. Yung mga hilig mo ngayon eh.
Well, I think we have a bright future. Markets, despite what we've been seeing globally, despite all the political noise, markets continue to make new highs. It's a glow for the past. This is the 8th year of our bull market. But we've seen that actually the global stage, the global economies are actually growing. It's not only the Philippines, but probably every other country is actually growing. and it's now the next stage of the bull market wherein the central bank help us with the interest rates low. We're still, it's this low stage, and we're now seeing growth, and companies are growing, the economies are growing, and it should bring us forward.
So really be invested. No?
Yes. Yeah.
Yan ang. Maraming salamat. I'm sure you learned a lot from Mr. Wilson C. today, and I hope that you also take home with you the lessons of sunk cost fallacy. We're not telling you to really kick the habit of being of perseverance and tenacity, but you just have to realize that sometimes we get irrational and we fall in the trap of the sunk cost fallacy. Maybe the difference between a healthy tenacity and sunk cost fallacy is the way you would answer the question. If you were to make the decision just now, would you still make that same decision? And if your answer is yes, by all means, please persevere. Otherwise, mag-move on ka na, girl or boy. Just remember, don't cling to a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. And with that, Wilson, thank you very much. And let's all wish them. Cheers!
Cheers
To high FQ.
Cheers.